Hello and welcome to day 3 of Mastering Mediumship Masterclass. I am so excited that everybody is here, and today's going to be fun. So today we may go over the hour just a little bit, just to let you know. So please feel free to jump off at any time if you can't stay. So day 3. Now, the things that we have covered so far is what a great medium is. We've covered preparing to be a great medium, playing with the energy of being energy, channeling. We went deep into channeling yesterday, mistaken beliefs around mediumship, and why you want to be a medium. Why do you want to be a medium? So that was kind of a good question, and why it's important to dive into mediumship. Now, I'm going to stop there for a moment because I feel like I'm getting this energy of saying, why? What is your why? Your why has to be bigger than you. Your why has to be bigger than basically anything. Your why has to go deeper, deeper, deeper to the core of your purpose here on earth. Now, I said to you yesterday, your purpose is to be you. And it sure is. There's a little bit of difference between a purpose and a mission. So if you want to really get technical, your mission is to be you. And your purpose is to make a difference. And the way we do that is by being you. So I'm just going to mute you guys that are on the live. So why? Why would you want to be a medium? Why would you want to be intuitive, expanded, aware, an allowance, non-judgmental, being paid to be you, being able to connect to people energetically, not just with your voice? I mean, I think the better question is, why wouldn't you want to be a medium? Why the fuck wouldn't you want to be all of what you naturally are? Okay. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to think because we're all clearly different. And some people are just not interested in this. But in saying that you are here right now, and most of you turned up 3 days in a row. And if you're on replay and you're 3rd day in a row as well, and you've made it to this day, then this probably is you, your purpose, your mission, and really diving deep into who you be. So some of the things that I want to cover today, and I do want to make time to do some card pulls to give you a bit of an example, is how do we have strong boundaries around spirit and around humans? So I really, really want to cover that. Also, what happens when we hit the fraud button? I see it like a switch. We hit the fraud, the imposter syndrome, the fraud button, the freaking out. Why am I doing this? Now, I'm sure I've got some of my magnificent mediums. I totally do on this call right now. I've got quite a few of them. And every single one of them has gone through this fraud thing, this imposter syndrome. And sometimes it comes with a bit of buyer's remorse. I've just bought Magnificent Mediumship. Fuck, what have I done? Because it's not just about the money, but it's actually about the time investment, because money and time and energy are all, the same thing, really. They are all energy. They are all a part of the same thing. So we're going to talk about fraud and also how to monetize our mediumship, because there's a few different things that I would like to invite you to do when it comes to monetizing your mediumship. I desire to expand your brain. Well, actually expand you beyond your brain so you don't think, okay, so I get $1 a card or maybe $20 a reading, maybe even $50 a reading. How do we actually get paid to be mediums? Okay. And of course, if you guys are interested in going deeper, Magnificent Mediumship, the second round is opening. It is my signature program. I've never had so much fun in my entire life. And also people that are doing it currently have the option to come in at half price at a repeater's price. So if this does align with you and it feels good and you go through this process and you decide that you do want to be a medium that gets paid, thank you, Luke. Got a thumbs up. Our children are fine. Then that option is there for you as well with payment options. So just popping that in there for you, that little seed if it resonates. Okay. So what expectation do we have of other people? Yeah. What expectation do we have from ourselves? And what expectation do we have from spirit? We're in a world full of expectations, agendas and motives and lies. Sorry to bring the dark stuff in again, but we are here to be conscious and we're here to be aware. Now, what is our expectation when we get married? Here's a piece of paper, let's sign it. Now, I'm not talking about everybody, but why do we get married? A lot of people get that piece of paper, they sign it, and then basically say, here is a contract. Now, you have to make me happy for the rest of your life. And what happens when that partner stops making that person happy? Oh, you didn't make me happy. Goodbye. See you later. You get what is it called? Divorce. So where are we functioning from that mentality in mediumship and in our lives, expecting that the external will make us happy, will fill us, and having such ridiculous expectations of ourselves that we're setting ourselves up for failure because we're functioning from what we think we should be doing instead of what the fuck we want to be doing. I want to swear. I swear unapologetically. Whoop-de-doo. Get over it. Like I am me. You are you. And you are here for greatness, for massive, massive things. We have to understand that. And the way that mediumship comes into that is because, like I said, you're here to acknowledge, to be, to expand. You're here to see what's behind you and in front of you and your future and clean up your past and be a contribution energetically, to talk telepathically to your children, to function from consciousness. And this is all the same thing. It's all a part of mediumship. The more aware you become, the easier it is to talk to spirit. It's that simple. But the expectations of how a medium should look and how we should function quite often overrides the mediumship itself. So I'm going to give you an example of mediumship today and how I read. Now, I don't do that by copying other mediums. I watch other mediums, I see what aligns, I see what resonates, and then I play. And tonight, I'm so excited because tonight in real time, so people might be listening on replay as well, my mediums are doing their readings on each other. And I'm so freaking excited because the playing and the doing and ripping off that Band-Aid and just the trying and be willing to get no's takes you to the yeses. It's a game of charades. No one minds getting no's when they're playing charades. No one. They just go, awesome. It's not that. On to the next thing. It's not that. On to the next thing. Right? So we're here to talk in a different language. With charades, you don't talk with your mouth. I don't really know. I've never played it, to be honest. But they're like doing this and they're going, it's an A. And they I don't know. They're using their bodies, right? It's the same thing with mediumship. I'm like, what the fuck is the spirit trying to tell me? This is like, is it a female? Okay, yes, it is. Is it this? And you have to have a good sense of who you are to actually trust yourself and to know that you're getting the right information. So when our expectations of proving ourselves to another person, whether it is the person we're reading for, whether it is our partner, whether it is our friends trying to prove our worthiness of being their friends by overgiving, the loose boundaries come into play. So how do we get strong boundaries with humans and spirits? We come into ourselves, we know who we are, we glow ourselves up, we come back to us, and mostly we remember who we are. We remember who we are at the core essence. Like I said yesterday, we go back to our child self. We look at our children and we go, thank you for reminding me who I really am before someone, society, and all of the other influences around us tried to knock us down. I mean, we're in anywhere you turn, there's conditioning. So we are all conditioned. That's a fact. So to have boundaries is to know your yeses, to know your no's, and to be strong within your knowing. What are you available for energetically? And I know I'm repeating myself a little bit, but I will say things over and over until it sticks. If you have loose boundaries, then you will probably be in a little bit of fear of spirit and people. like in fear that something bad might happen to you today. Do you know those people, like, I'm not sure if this is you or you know someone like this who experiences anxiety, and they're like, holy fuck, what is going to happen in the future? What is going to happen in the future? What if I walk outside my door right now and literally something happens? What if that dog attacks me when I'm going for a walk? And you're in this constant state of fear. That is actually loose boundaries, because you're not owning your own potency and your own power. You're still seeing spirits and entities and everybody else in the whole entire world as larger and more powerful than you, but it's simply not real. It's not real. Being a warrior, like we discussed yesterday. I've done a lot of talking today, so my words come out a little bit jumbled. That is why I think I've already hit my limit. So being a warrior does not benefit you unless there's something to worry about. Being anxious is the same thing. It's exactly the same thing, but we can feel it within our body as well. So why are we being anxious? Maybe we're bored and we're required to actually tap into the energy around us because we're trying to make it solid. Or maybe we have just got loose boundaries. So to strengthen those boundaries, you can meditate. To strengthen those boundaries, you can talk to your team. You can talk to the spirit around you. You can surrender and say, what if everything was perfect right now? What if I could come into my present moment and be aware of everything around me and know that nothing can scare me? There is no boogie monster that is going to jump out and all of a sudden you're going to see your grandma or your granddad going, hi, here I am, Chelsea. It's so nice to see you. It's funny that I'm talking about Chelsea's grandma because she came to me the other day. But so they're not just going to jump out of the wardrobe and go, rah, I'm here to scare you. Because would you do that? I don't think you would do that. Maybe if you're a funny prankster, you'd do that. But no one's going to do that. It's just a myth that these things are happening, unless that's what you think will happen and you're sitting there waiting for it, and then the chances are it's not going to happen anyway. So boundaries with yourself, not discipline, but boundaries, not barriers, not putting up resistance of, oh God, I don't want to walk out in case that dog gets me. The dog would never attack you if you had strong boundaries and if you were strong within yourself. You'd look at that dog and you'd say, no, go home. The dog would turn around and run away. But if you're like, I'm so fucking scared of dogs, it's going to attack me, you're basically saying, attack me, attack me, attack me. And it's just the energy that you're putting out. So knowing that it's not just the words that you're saying, it is the energy as well that you are, that you be, like we've talked about in the last couple of days, which is the thing that is going to help you be the medium, the great, fantastic medium. Practicing is one of the biggest things you can do. That's what I'm so excited about today, because my mediums, they've been practicing on each other, but tonight they're going to go into actual little rooms and do mini readings on each other. So so fantastic. What happens before I go any further, is there any questions about boundaries? And is everybody clear on what the difference between barriers are and boundaries are? So you're in a relationship and someone is coming in and they're kind of angry at you. You put your barriers up because you're like, don't hurt me kind of thing. And then you get resistance, like I talked about. Same with your kids, right? If you go, who did this? Rah, rah, rah. They're going to go, it wasn't me. And you have a little fight. But instead, if you went, oh, okay, this happened. Who did this? And you don't have any kind of judgment about it. You're just curious. They go, it was me, mummy. I'm sorry. So this is boundaries in all areas of our life, with our workmates, with our partners, with our children, with our clients. We have to have strong boundaries. So I ask you again, what are you available for? And will you now please drop all of the barriers, the armor that you put up, the armor so nobody would hurt you? Please drop that down now. Know that you're safe. Know that you're the strongest entity, that nothing can hurt you, because you have taken your power back and you are here for great things. Now, if anyone did come at you and you go, what's your problem? You're not going to get triggered. You're not going to go into fear. You're going to be like, I am me. I am strong. I know my boundaries, and I'm not available for this. The chances are that wouldn't happen with strong boundaries because you're not available for it. So energetically, you're not actually putting it up there to the universe to get that lesson in that particular way. Life doesn't have to be a hustle. It doesn't have to be hard, and neither does readings. So you can see how life and readings go together. They're actually like one of the same thing. And it's my job as a medium to share the correct way of doing this. So people don't just go and, start with loose boundaries going to do readings and stuff, because they may get bombarded. So yeah, pop it in the comments if anyone has any questions about barriers or boundaries or how to strengthen them, please, because I'm happy to answer any questions. So you're a medium. You've decided to tap into these abilities. You've decided that, oh my God, this is so cool. I've been down this consciousness journey and now I can perceive and I'm a healer and I do all these different things and yada, yada, yada. But then all of a sudden the fraud comes in and you go, oh my God. And the comparisons, I'm not as good as that person. I can't just get first names and last names, I can't do this and I can't do that. And oh, maybe I'm a fraud. Everyone can pull cards, right? I mean, everyone can feel energy, can't they? So why am I special? Those conversations that we get, I know every single person listening to this knows what I'm talking about, because it's like there is always somebody better than you, faster than you, cleverer than you, a better reader than you, and all those things. Now, I know readers better than me, like in my opinion, like they're very accurate with details and stuff like that, and they charge way less than me. And if I went into fraud mode, if I went into that fraud mode of I'm not as good as them, comparing, and maybe I'm not even a medium after all, if I went into that, I just wouldn't be able to serve. At the beginning of this, I said, what is your why? And my why is so strong and so pure and so incredible and so strong. And some of you know what my why is, and it goes deep. So why would I stop? That gets me out of bed, and it gets me reading, and it gets me showing up, and it gets me being here doing free masterclasses for incredible beings to share this message. Your why has to be strong. And when you know your why, you can't be a fraud, because you're coming from service, you're coming from love. You can't fuck up either. Everything you do will be divinely guided, divinely led, and your soul clients, your soul tribe, and the people that are wanting readings from you will show up. They will. It's just a given. It's just what happens. I've got great examples of that. So I'm just going to look at these comments. It took me a while to learn barriers and boundaries. Absolutely. And that's why I go deep into it, into my programs as well, because people do have these barriers up. And sometimes I've got to sit there for a long time trying to pull them down so then I can actually get to the person. And that's why I work with mediums and high level people, because they're already willing. Okay, so you'll notice that a lot of people in victim mode, they'll have barriers up, and they will be like, prove it to me that you're a medium, prove it to me you're a good coach, prove it to me you're a good friend, prove it to me you're a good partner, whatever. And those people there, like, they're functioning from a lower consciousness, and we just do not need to resonate with that. We can just go, my boundaries are that I'm choosing me, I invest in myself. And I've actually got some really good examples about expectations from the universe, which I'll talk about in a minute. How do you find your own boundaries instead of barriers? You drop your barriers. So if you visualize going to war, you're wearing like your armor. That is what your barriers are. Your first boyfriend cheated on you. Boom, barriers. No one's going to hurt my heart again. You were talked down to as a child. Boom, barriers. No one's going to talk to me like that again. You nearly put this exterior up of protection. So this actually stops us by functioning in this kind of 5D expansive mediumship space, because we're shutting down those rooms that I talked about, those rooms of your mansion. You shut down the joy because you don't want to be, it's not safe, and you shut down the sharing because you were shut down. So you're closing all these doors to your mansion. So when you're opening them up, it's like dropping down all of that armor and just being, it's like being naked. I don't say walk around being naked like in public or anything, but it's like being naked and just being, here I am. this is me. If I had nothing, I would have me, and I'm okay with that, and nobody can hurt me. People that say that person hurt me and that person hurt me and you hurt my feelings are not taking responsibility for themselves. They've got loose boundaries. A boundary means I am available for A, B, and C. I'm not available for, you know, D, E, F, or whatever. Knowing what you're available for. So I know one of my things is my expectations and my boundaries is I'm not available to be a free coach. It's not going to happen because I have to honor my clients. Now, this is free coaching, ironically, but this is also like, this is a gift, right? This is an incredible gift. Most of my clients are on anyway. But I also have this kind of expectation of the universe. Every time I invest money onto myself, for every dollar, I get $3 back. And because I've made that rule with the universe, I always get it back. I think I said on the first call, I'll get paid for this. This is fantastic. And the universe will pay me, spirit will pay me for me. I'm going to do some readings today, so that's going to be exciting. And I will get paid for doing this because I'm doing the work of what my purpose is, what my mission is. And I'm doing it from a pure space. So knowing your boundaries means you don't let people walk all over you. You know what you are available for. I don't just have people turning up to my house to hang out because I'm not available for it. I don't have people messaging me going, help, 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 help all the time. And if I do, I just redirect them to my website and go, yeah, you can book in with me. That's fine. Because I know my my boundaries. Knowing your boundaries is really important. So working on that is fantastic. See if there's any more questions. And yeah, so spirit pays me in many, many forms. I get paid energetically. Now, this is stuff I do go much deeper into Magnificent Mediumship when it comes to how to get paid and how to communicate. But spirit pays me in forms of energy. They pay me in the form of money. They pay me in the form of things that I love. So they bring things to me. If I want the perfect pair of jeans, I will find the perfect pair of jeans, and it just happens I might have to buy it with money, but money's just energy. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing me constant tall jeans. Thank God I finally found some jeans. I've been asking for them. Spirit brings me things. This top was a gift. I love this top. You know, I see it as a gift from Spirit. Spirit brought me a red rose the other day, and then I was talking to Chelsea, who's also one of my clients, and I was like, oh, red roses, you know, what's about the red roses? And she's like, oh, that's my grandma. It's her birthday today. So that was a gift from Spirit. I got the rose. What a beautiful gift. I got to pass the message on. They give you all sorts of different things. You want more clothes? So a friend gives you a bag of clothes. Spirit may have, yeah, your friend gave you their clothes, but what was the kind of thing behind that? Spirit. And it's up to you to know how much you're willing to receive. So I highly get compensated for my work that I do because it's of high service. That is my expectation, and that is what I expect. That is my deal and deliver with the universe. So it's the same thing with whatever you're doing. A medium is not about just sitting behind the crystal ball and doing the readings. My mediumship is about coaching and bringing people forward so they can have choice, not always talking to dead people. So what I wanted to share with you as well is, you know, you get energetically paid, but you must believe you're going to get paid for being a medium. You must trust that you're going to get paid. You must show up when the universe goes, here you go, come and receive. You must actually go, I'm here to receive it now, thank you. So you must show up when you're gifted these things. And you must take action as well. So there is a little bit of give and take, like it's 50% doing, you know, and 50% receiving. You've got to be willing to take the action. That's why I talk about the divine feminine and the masculine energies. Now, also, you get paid to read. So using your intuition. Now, you're not just going to get paid necessarily to read the cards and go, yeah, here's your card, da, da, da. Yes, you will, if that's what you're choosing. Now, I've got mediums that will certainly be doing that, and I've helped my sister really blow up her business, and myself as well. I've blown up my business in a good way for mediumship. So how do you get paid? Apart from the energetics, well, you're going to get paid to use your intuition. So whether you're an engineer, whether you're a mum, whether you are a cleaner, whether you're working in retail, or whether you're a high-level coach and a practitioner, you get paid for using your intuition. The more you expand, the more you grow, the more the universe wants to pay you, because you're coming into your purpose and your mission. So you get paid for playing with energy. My hand's just turned on again. So you get paid for playing with energy. You're flowing people energy, you're flowing them love. I flow Reiki all the time to people, and I know I'm getting paid. People don't even know I'm flying them Reiki, like whatever. And there's also spirit communication, so you can get paid for that by actually sitting down and doing readings. In Magnificent Mediumship, I show you how to formulate an actual reading. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we've got modules on business, how to have a conscious business, which is amazing. So you can start getting paid by that. And channeling, you get paid to channel. When you're talking to your friends and you're channeling information and you're feeling aligned within you, you get paid. You also get paid for your knowing. So basically, you're getting paid to be you, the true you, not the conditioned you, and it's absolutely fantastic. So when the fraud button comes up, you have to come back to you and have to know, hang on, what is my deal and deliver with the universe again? Oh, that's right. Every time I feel this way, I just have to step through it and know it's not about me. It's about this bigger why. I look after my body, I look after my soul, I look after my spirit. And as long as I'm aligned and feeling fantastic, and I take the action and I take the golden nuggets that the universe is giving me, I will be paid generously. Don't think about it too much. Do not think about it too much. If I think about the fact that I'm a medium, it's okay now because I teach about it. I would go into overwhelm and freak out. Like, I talk light language and talk to dead people. It kind of doesn't fit in this reality. Like, it really doesn't. So don't think about it. Just do it. That's Victoria Bond's advice right there. And yeah, really digging deep into that fraud and going, why am I this fraud? Why am I feeling the fraud? Is there some trauma behind here? And sometimes you might need to clean up that trauma. So that's why I said being a medium is also being an energy clearer and an entity clearer. Okay, so monetizing it. Now, there's quite a lot of business stuff I'd love to share with you, but I'm not going to be able to go into it. But basically, for the long and the short of it is, for the mediums that are here, or you're all mediums, but for those who are actually ready to be paid for being mediums, it is really about going, what is the best way that would align for me to do readings? Because everyone's got their own reading style, like their own blueprint of the way that they read. What would the best way for me to do that, which would light me up and be so fun, so exciting and so fun? And then let it land. You put the question out there. What would be the best, most fun, most aligned way for me to get paid for my mediumship? Put it out there. Don't think. Go for a walk, go meditate, go have a bath, do whatever the hell you want. Do not think about it too much unless you're feeling really aligned. Like, it's always in the shower. Why does thoughts always come in the shower? I downloaded a program this morning when I was on a walk, and it came down so fast, went home, wrote it out. It's because I wasn't thinking too much about it. It dropped in. I channeled it through and I trusted it. So I'll give you an example. My sister, she is a little bit different to me. She does card pulls. She pays $65. Oh, she charges $65 a session, and she's booked up. She works around, just like Jess, who's got her baby there. She works around her baby. So how does your business want to look for you? We've got mums, we've got working mums, we've got single mums. How do you want to be a medium? That's the beauty about being the CEO of your own business. It means you can do what you want to. Now, I've seen two people. I've seen one person take off in her mediumship and another person had nobody interested in it. They've done the same things. That was because one backed herself. She trusted herself. She trusted spirit. And she knew, she said, her deal and deliver. If I put myself out there on a page, it's called The Spiritual Space with Amanda Lamb, by the way, if you want to check her out. And she's only been open for a couple of months. It's ridiculous, like how successful she is. And I mean, in a good way. Of course, she's my sister, so she's definitely kind of got this gift coming through anyway. But what actually happened is she just puts it out there and goes, I want 8 readings this week. Boom, 8 readings. The minute she opened up, she was booked up every day. And I know somebody else who's actually got thousands of people on her page. No one wants a reading. No one says yes. So she kept dropping the price and dropping the price and dropping the price. And I said to her, you've got to back yourself. You've got to want it. The difference is, if you're coming from scarcity, I've got to get readings. People better book in with me. Then they're more than likely not to, or you'll get the clients that aren't so aligned with you, and it's hard work. You must come from a place of, it would be so much fun to do 8 readings this week. It'd be so much fun. Like, I am like chomping at the bit to talk to you guys and also to talk to my mediums tonight. Like, I can't even like wait. I'm like, yes, because I love it so much and I've got that intention behind it. So I know it's going to be magnificent. So it's the same things with getting paid to be a medium. Okay. And I know you're all at different, some of you are still like, well, hang on, I've still got to learn how to be a medium. I want to learn some of the skills. And then other people are like, yeah, no, I want to be paid for this. I've been doing this shit for years. And the truth is, we've all been doing this for years. And if you had like a one-to-one with me, if you did a program or whatever, then you could hone in on these skills and get that blueprint like my mediums have done. And then you can simply go and get paid for it. Why does it have to be a big deal? Why does it have to be a drama? Why do we have to go into fraud and trauma? We don't. We really, really don't. So what else did I want to say on that? Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say for the people who are already, I know I've got quite a few mediums that are, have signed up to this. So the people that aren't practicing it or getting paid for it, where have you got money codes around spirituality? Destroy and uncreate that now, please. Because if we function from consciousness, is why I love conscious mediums, because that's what makes a great medium, because we know that there is no limit of money because we create it. There's no limit of time. My sister managed with 2 little children to do all of those readings. She made the time. She created the time. She loved the time. I love doing this. I created the time. You know, you can be as busy as you want to be. And many people do distraction. They are distracted. They're busy being busy. But the truth is, if something turns up and they really want to do it, they will make that happen. No matter what, they will make it happen. So your boundaries are about being a hell yes or a no. It's about knowing who you are, what you want. Okay. So you can get paid to be a reader. You don't have to have been a reader for 50 years. You do not have to be a reader for 5 years or 10 years. In fact, you can pull some cards, tap into your God-given gifts that you were born with, remember who you are, and start reading right away. There is definitely things that I teach about in my program about pre-framing things. So it's really important, and that's why I've done this training as well, so that you know that you don't just go in and say, I pulled this card and it means this. Because what if it doesn't mean that? Or maybe that's just one path. There's infinite possibilities. There's so many awarenesses. So pre-framing, but that's just like any coach, right? You can use your experience, your life experience, to coach other people. You go do a life coaching course so they can actually show you some of the tools and the structures and stuff to pop together what you're already naturally good at, and that's coaching people. Mediumship is exactly the same. Can you guys let me know if this is, I'm going to grab my water. Can you guys let me know if this is making sense to you? Because I'm talking to many, thank you, Jess. I'm talking to many different kind of levels of different people who are at different stages, I suppose. Yep. Cool. Awesome. So what about the people who haven't done my program? Is this making sense to you guys? Not really for me. Okay, Gemma, so I want you to, you can either come on and you can talk and take that plunge, and ask me the questions, because that's how we learn, or you can type it in. Let me know what's not making sense, because this is fantastic, because by you saying this, there's going to be there's a lot of people signed up to this. Some people are not going to get it as well. And they want, you know what I mean? So your question is really asking a question for many people. And that's why I ask you. So can you tell me, what is it exactly that's just not landing? Now, remember, I'm talking to your magnificence. I'm talking out here. So your brain is not going to comprehend everything I say, because I'm saying a lot of things. So see, it makes sense to tell. So yeah, Gemma, you're not alone. I just want to let you know that, because there's a lot of people watching a replay. What is it that doesn't make sense to you? It's going to be shuffling my cards while I'm waiting. And does anyone require confirmation on anything that I've talked about? Because this is a masterclass, right? This is high level coaching. It just happens to be free, but don't undervalue what that truly is. I'm ready to clear up my programming and boundaries. What's the best way to identify them? Cool. So there's two parts of that, Teal. So the first one is your programming is your mistaken beliefs. Your mistaken beliefs is your conditioning. And you want to identify that. You don't know where to start, Gemma. Just ask one thing. Just ask one thing. And just remember, you're not here to get everything now. People go through an 8-week program with me, and there's a 6-month one coming up as well. So this is the tip. You're not here to just go, I'm a medium after 3 days. It's the important masterclass thing. And of course, it's the wider. So of course, we niche it down. So just to let you know that, don't feel any type of weird. So Teal, what I would say with the programming is, identifying some of those things that we talked about the other day in our session, is seeing them like the timeline therapy and going, right, and hopono things, forgive things, but also go, okay, so where did this come from? Where is this point of view that I can't charge for readings, for instance, or that I'm a fraud? We know that you're not a fraud because you're a bloody good medium. But okay, so why can't I charge money or get paid? Why can't I get paid? Why am I stopping myself from being paid? And then you go, okay, what has my experience been with money? Okay, so my experience with money has always been lack of, or actually, polarity between mum not having money, dad having lots. So not knowing if I should have money or not have money. What has your experience been with money up until this point, and why are you rejecting it? Now, I don't know if money is your thing. I'm just using that as an example because someone needs to hear that, of course, because this is channeled. So, getting to the core of what that is, forgiving the situation, forgiving yourself, forgiving the person, forgiving the circumstances around it. So like that hopono, and then going, what can I do to clear this up now? And what is my new belief? One thing I do, and I teach a lot in my programs, is tapping out. So I do this, and I know, Teal, you've got your own stuff as well. So I'll just share this for everybody, is I think about the mistaken belief, right? So no one will pay me for mediumship. So no one will pay me for mediumship. 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 And that's tapping it out. What is my new belief? My new belief is I get paid for being me. 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 So this is fantastic when you're journaling out the old and you're bringing in the new. That will clear up that programming because you're doing the physical on the points. And with your boundaries as well, it's really just about creating new ones. What are my new beliefs? What are my new boundaries? You do not need to attach yourself to the past and what has happened in your past, because today's a new day, you're a new person. But by noticing where you've got old conditioning and programs where you're repeating cycles like drama cycles or addiction cycles or whatever, cleaning it up by journaling, by crying, by letting yourself be, by throat forgiveness, hopono, and then going, what are my new boundaries? My new boundaries are I don't work for free. My new boundaries are, I have friends that give and, give and take or whatever. I am available for high vibration people, and people pay me for being me. I don't work for Spirit for free either, because Spirit pay me. Every time I invest $1, I get 3 back. Every time I invest $10,000, I get 30. And that's a rule that I had last year. And then, I made money for the first time. I was like, whoa, these rules to the universe work. So hopefully that helps you, Teal. Let me know if that helps you. Okay. Gemma, what I'm going to ask you to do, because did you reply to that, is I'm going to ask you to drop your barriers. I'm going to ask you all to drop your barriers now. I'm going to ask you to drop your head down into your heart and know that this isn't about your brain. This is not about your knowing. This is a lot of information if it's the first time you've heard this. This is years and years of me being a medium and learning and accumulating and channeling. So you may want to listen to this again. You may even want to listen to this 3 times, because this is high level. I'm not here to play small and go, this is a root chakra and this is what it does. You can Google that stuff. I'm here to say we are mediums, and we don't need our brains to do that. Consciousness is not from the brain. So we are here to be ourselves and tap into what we're good at, which is being ourselves. And mediumship goes hand in hand. So a lot of people, even mediums, it's probably the first time they've heard this as well. So dropping your barriers. It's 1:11 a.m. where Teal is. She is in the UK, I believe. We love you, Teal. It's 2:12 here. There's a lot of 2s and 1s. Actually, it's the 3rd of the 3rd, 2000. All right, a lot of numerology. Oh my goodness, it's all popping out at me now. Okay. So what if everything that you're getting right now is what you're getting? And what if you had no expectation of what you're meant to be getting? What if you are activating and getting what you are supposed to get right now, instead of beating yourself up for trying to get something that your brain is trying to get, rather than the activations that the being is requiring to get? Now, if I didn't mess you up before, you're messed up now. No, just kidding. Just allow yourself to be. That's what I'm trying to say. And the reason why I do these riddles sometimes is to actually mess with your head, because it gets you out of your head and you've got no other way. You're either going to get frustrated, or you're going to go, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to receive this energy and go through the transformation. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards. Does anyone have it? Sorry, I didn't mean to sing that. I just get really excited. Does anyone have any questions? Pop the questions in the chat box. This is your time to get high level. Excuse me, I just dropped my card. Free coaching. This doesn't happen that often, so feel free to pop it in. So first of all, I'm going to do a collective card. Okay. Now, I think I said to you, when I shuffle cards, I just literally just stop when I stop. I don't even think about it because I don't need to. So when I'm looking at this card, I'm just going to say, what am I looking at right now? What am I feeling right now? I'm not going to go into my head, because if I go into my head, then what's going to happen is I'm going to freeze. I had a one-to-one client today. She was amazing. I said, what do you want to do? Like, what is your purpose and stuff? She goes, I don't know. I just freeze. And we freeze when our brain is like, oh my God. Like if I went into there's like 50 people watching this and I've got to read for them, and what if they don't get, then I'm going to that fraud, imposter, I'm going to that comparing and that judgment and the expectation. I'm not available for that. So I have these little chats to myself. So when I look at this card, the first thing I'm noticing, and I will actually show you guys what this card is, and this is for the collective, whether you're here on replay or not. Hopefully you guys can see that card. The green is popping out at me, the green. And I have never read a card the same ever. And I've read these cards for years, these particular ones. Now the green amongst all of these horses, which I see is all the people, all of you here, there's quite a few horses in here, and there's quite a few people here as well. The green is kind of like a light that goes pew, like it's all in different directions. There's light all over the show, and there's a lot of green. I've never noticed this green in this card before. But what I see that is heart. If you come from your heart, if you come from service, then you can't fail. Everything that you say is going to be perfect channel. And that is the main energy of what I want to say about this card. But what actually happens, they're actually now they're coming through and channeling. So I'm going to put the card down. And a channel can be like a riff. So a channel can be like literally like I just got a whole lot of information land in my head right now, which I have to tell you, and it's coming out. So in this card as well, the horses are all over the show. They really are. They don't know if they're coming or going. When we function from our head and our brain, which is what we were taught to do at school, think about what you're doing, little Johnny. Think about it. Oh, I was just like going with the flow. I just thought leaping off that would have been fun. I didn't think about it. I just, whatever. But when we're told to think about things, think about things, think about things, we go into confusion because our being and our thinking, they go into, that's why we get confused, because we're like, which way should I go? Should I be a medium? Oh, that's ridiculous. And your head would say, don't do that. Why would you do that? Why would you show up to a masterclass about mediumship? You're not a medium, but you all came to this class because of the energy. That's why you came. Your energy is from your heart, which is following your knowing, which is your intuitive abilities. When we function from our brain and we are overthinkers and we're addicted to thinking, we get confused because we have a conditioned mind. So this card is telling me to tell you, and probably myself actually, is that if you follow your heart and if you expand your love everywhere that you go, you will be that trailblazer, you will be that guide, you will be that leader in your everyday life. And that is what mediumship can do for you. And it's quite actually beautiful, this card. There is just tons. It's actually a merry-go-round, which is really interesting. Now that I'm seeing the merry-go-round here as well, it's a very good reminder to know that people will come and go. Now, a lot of you, some of you in here, and please let me know if this is you as well, some of you are afraid of stepping up and becoming more conscious or being a medium because you're afraid of people leaving you. And this is what this card is telling me, because there's a couple of horses that are in the background that look like they're walking away. People won't leave you energetically, but physically they will leave you. I have people come into my programs and their relationships break up, their relationships get better, they change their careers, they quit their jobs, they move towns, they do all sorts of things. They get money in an unexpected I've had literally people get checks in the mail. Who does checks these days? My clients get checks in the mail. People bring money through. People get money. People have connection with spirit, all because they are coming from a space of heart. They are coming and they are choosing themselves. They are up-leveling themselves, which means they can't stay still. So if you've been in icky relationships that weren't really serving you, they were of lower frequency, people will come with you or they will ship out. The message in this is it's okay. It's okay to choose you. It's okay if people turn around and walk away. Your loved ones, the people that love you for the core essence of you, are not going to leave you. They're not going to leave you. Or maybe your time is up and maybe it's a season, reason, or lifetime. I have friends drop off. And if I went into judgment about that, rather than going, if I chose them over me, I'd still be playing small. And I'm just not available for that. So what are you available for? So this card actually kind of rounds up everything, really. So I could read it for an hour. But I love it. The horses that are leaving are very plain horses, right? They're very kind of dull and they're just walking away with their heads down. The merry-go-round people, they're horses that are shining bright, are the ones choosing their consciousness, and they're ready to show up. They're ready to be seen. And no matter what, they're here for people to come and be of service for them, because it's actually a merry-go-round. The other ones are leaving because they're not choosing to be of that higher service or choosing to be in a high consciousness. There's nothing wrong with that. My husband does not align with light language. He's not here watching this reading because he's not really interested in mediumship either. It doesn't matter. He still rises with me in his own way. So we're not here to judge what other people are doing. Just because you want to be a medium doesn't mean that they want to be, and that's okay. My husband likes cars. I am not going to sit under that bonnet and look at that rotary because I just see metal. No offense, men. It just is not going to happen. It's just, I just don't care. And he knows that, and he doesn't care about mediumship. So know that as you rise, people will rise with you, but they may rise in a different way, or they may walk away, and that is okay. You're not here to save people. You're not here to fix people. You are here to glow. You are here to shine. You are here to be of service and to be of love. Please turn on your intuition. And the reason why I say that is because this card is like a violet indigo, and these are the top chakras. So it's really, really about you turning on this and seeing things differently, seeing things through the eyes of pure consciousness, of energy, and knowing that everything that you do is going to be perfectly aligned. Just don't think about it too much. Like, literally, don't think about it too much. Thinking is stinking. Okay. Oh, Nicole's here. Hello, Nicole. So Galen said, where did you start as a medium? Did you start with cards? I did start with cards and pendulums because I just felt drawn. Following the energy. I was like, oh, I'm going to get these cards. Cool. Actually, my best friend bought me some cards, the same one who did the wand as well. So, crazy things happen. And then Spirit told me when I was going to do my first reading to put down my cards. And I was like, oh my God. And when I say Spirit told me, it's more like a knowing, it's more like a thought. So it's like a, don't use your cards. So I was like, okay. So I put down my cards and I just went, oh my God. And I went in with blind faith, and I just told this big story about, I see this man there. He looks like the guy I've Gone with the Wind. Whoever that guy is called, like, I'm seriously, that's an old as movie. And I was like, and there's a child here and a child here. And I was just forming this picture in my head, like I was imagining it. And then all of a sudden, like, once I told her the story, she told me that that was her uncle, and he died 5 years ago, and that the children were taken away from him, and that she had reconnected them back in, and all this beautiful story. And my mouth was open, and I said to her, are you lying to me? Because I didn't believe myself, but I was accurate, really accurate. And as mediums, 90%, 95% of what you say is not going to make any sense. So that's when you have to have the trust and not think, just channel, and just trust that people will get what they need and is required. So that happened about 3.5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Before that, of course, I was a medium, but that was a pivoting point where I knew I had to. I knew that there was no other way, and I knew I was a platform medium, and I just didn't know how it was going to happen. Interesting enough, Teal, who is on here, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning right now, she did a reading for me at the wellness fair, because I was running bars and doing healing modalities. Too a little bit scared to do readings, even though I knew I could. I was too scared. Didn't think I was good enough. And Teal, I said to Teal, I'm doing this thing. I really want to serve people. It's called Mum's Time to Shine, for mums that are awakening, because that's my passion. And she said to me, no, honey, you're not going to be reaching thousands. You're going to be reaching millions. And I was like, whatever type of thing. But I said that to her the other day, and I was like, oh my God, you totally predicted that I was going to be doing all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, totally. It was just written all over you, because she's a medium, right? So she's just like, I know these things. So now I'm like, hey, Teal, let's get you making some money, because she's a blimmin' good medium. So we are mediums forever, is when we choose to ignite the gift and show up to it. I think that's the thing that really matters. And I'm just so grateful for all of those people in my journey who have encouraged me, and there's been a lot of people. That'd be awesome, Jill said. There's a lot of people who will looked at me like, no, like, Jimmy, you're lucky. Your mum is like hardcore woo-woo. But my mum wasn't, right? So she's like, you're dabbling. What are you doing? So I had to be on the down low. I used to whisper to my hairdressing clients, I'm a medium. Shh. Like, I literally was like, please don't tell anyone. Like, I was like freaking out that my mum would walk in and be like, oh, did she hear it? I went through the massive fraud. I went through the massive amount of, okay, I know that I'm meant to do this, but I don't know how. I did that. I went through all the feelings that anyone is feeling on this. I went through it. I figured it out. I'm still figuring it out. And as I figure it out, I share it, because that is my human design, to share it, to do it, and all those things. So we have time for a card. If you have questions, please pop them in. This is your chance to ask me any questions that you want, because afterwards I'm not available for the questions, because otherwise I get bombarded. So please feel free to ask the questions in this live. I'm so grateful that you guys are here live. And who would like a card? I've probably only got time to read for a person, otherwise I'll be here for ever. Pop it into the chat box. Hang on a second. Yeah, mad, eh? I'm so proud you're half as big as I've already seen. Half as big as I've already seen you. So I better jump in before you become Oprah. Laugh out loud. That's so funny. Oprah, yeah. Imagine me sitting in Oprah. Oh my God. Life goals, zero evidence goals right there. Okay, cool. So I'm going to pull for Teal because she said I would first, and I haven't actually pulled for her yet. If I do them fast, I might be able to get through a few. See how I love this, but then my boundaries get a little bit loose because I would read for 3 hours if I could, and I've been known to do it for 2 hours on Facebook and then like pass out because I love it so much. That is loose boundaries. Boundaries is not just about what you want to do. It's about knowing your boundaries of when to stop, even if you enjoy what you're doing. Okay, Teal. I think I've got to swap to the unicorn one. Sorry. So it's like your cards talk to you as well, the energy of them. Because I'm like, no, I'm not doing those ones. I'm doing these ones. I've got 4 decks right here because otherwise I literally have to put down my mic and go find the cards I want. Oh, that one just bent. Okay. So the one that I pulled for you, Teal, these are very self-explanatory and very easy cards to read, these magical ones. Love. So it's very basic, it's very simple, but I think what you're looking for is very basic and very simple. You've done the intricate, you've done the learning. So you're actually doing the opposite to what a lot of people here are doing, right? So you've been a medium for like ever. Like you just are. You're very, very magical, very, very potent, but you need to come back to the basics a little bit. And the basics are, I must come into love for myself. I must know my boundaries. I must clean up my energy. I must not beat the fuck up out of myself because that's not helping anybody. And it's certainly not making me money. So what would make me money? Well, loving myself. That's a really good start. So the answer that you're seeking is love. And I feel like, I feel like it's a, I want to say fallen angel. I know fallen angel is that sense of bad angels or whatever, but I feel like you're an angel and you just had too much. I feel like you're an angel and you tried so hard and there was just too, I wouldn't be surprised if this was actually something that actually happened as well as happened here, that's mirroring it. I wouldn't be surprised if you are an angel and you had these wings and it just got too hard and you got too many like arrows through you, like too many knocks where you're like, I'm just so tired. Why am I still here? I don't want to do this if it's this hard. So this is an invitation to heal. This is an invitation to come back to, I've got goosebumps all over me. Like I literally feel like I've got angels around me. I know the different energies of angels and just spirits and stuff like that. For those of you who don't know that, there is different energies that we play with and we actually recognize them. So what I'm feeling is a lot of angel essence around you and a lot of healing, and just knowing that you don't have to heal on your own, Teal. Come back to yourself, come back to your heart and let them help you. There's a little bit of a resistance of letting them help you because you're a big girl and you can do it. You're going to do the work. How do I clean up my own mess? How do I do this? And how do I do that? You don't have to do fuck all, really. You just have to come back to love and be gentle with yourself and go, it's okay. I'm here to do the work. And if I'm here to do the work, my expectation is that the angels will help me. And so will my guides. And so will the humans around me. I'm not perfect, but I can grow through my trauma. Trauma doesn't have to hold you back. Fear holds you back. You can grow in your trauma and then you can share with others how they can grow through theirs. So I hope that resonates with you. I'm feeling a very deep sense of in my throat, like my throat is starting to close up. So it's kind of like this fear of speaking your actual truth. because the fear of rejection, the fear of, and this is how I read, guys, as well, like I feel things in my body. So right now I'm starting to feel kind of a little bit, whoa. So this may be something you're unconscious about, that if I speak my truth, then I may be rejected. It's kind of like being rejected, you know, like off the playground. It's being rejected. And you don't want people to reject you. You are quite far out there. You comes along with these ding things and you're like, woo, with your energy and stuff. That's not far out to me. But in this reality, it can be. But who cares what anyone says in this reality? Because you're here for big things. And it's your choice on how you do that. So I hope that resonates with you. And that comes with so much love, Teal. So much love. And funnily enough, of course, the pack was upside down, and I can read the next card. So this one's for you as well. Love heals fear. Okay, so that's your card to really give you that. The power of your love can help bullies and angry people be less afraid. Interesting. So that forgiveness. So I've never read that one. So love heals fear. There we go. No more fear. No more fear for you, girlfriend. All love. Love heals all. Beautiful. So, and you know what? If this actually resonates with other people as well, then it's most probably likely for you, because spirit aren't linear. So they can talk to all of you at once. That's a beautiful thing. How do you think I could be like, gosh, Chelsea, your grandma's with you, but she's also with me. Like she can be at two places at once, you know. Gemma said, I know I have gifts, but I'm just figuring out how to use them. Absolutely. Aren't we all lovely? We are. We are all figuring out how to use them. I got a blank piece of paper and I share this in Magnificent Mediumship and I go, okay, what do I know? What do I know to be true? I wrote down Jesus because I was religious and I prayed a lot to Jesus and Mary. I still say that Our Father because it's got so much power and potency, like I shared in day one. And the interesting thing about it is I went, oh shit, I was told Jesus was real. So I crossed it out. I had a blank book, and I'm 30. How old was I? I was 32, 33. I had a blank book and went, I'm 33. The only thing I know about myself is I've been called Victoria. I got married to a guy, so now my name is Victoria Bond. I have 2 children. I know nothing else about myself. Nothing. And I went, wow, this is going to be an interesting few years because I'm going to start from the beginning. And then I made a commitment to myself that day. And that commitment was, I will never give up on me. I will never, ever. You know that feeling, should I live or die? I don't know if you guys ever felt that, but I certainly did. And I don't mean killing your body. I mean your soul. And I decided that I wouldn't give up on my soul or my spirit, and that I would do whatever it took. And that's what I did. And now I teach mediumship, and I've got a Catholic mum. Go figure. So if anyone knows resistance, it is me. I understand it. So I feel you. I resonate. So yeah, Gemma, I would say that to you, and I'd say that to anybody. Get a piece of paper and go, what do I know? The thing that you're good at, Gemma, and I read your energy very well. I know that you're a fantastic listener. I know that you are fun and joyful, and that you take sparkles wherever you go. And I know that this world has been a little bit harsh on you. I know that you've got great parents, but I know that the world has been a little bit harsh on you, and people have tried to steal your light. So you've had to try and protect it, and you've been hurt. These things are in your energy field. So taking that, transforming that, and this is still reading you guys, even though I haven't pulled a card, transforming that around and saying, so what is those sparkles? What is that joy? What are these gifts? I'm going to unleash myself because it's safe now. Maybe it wasn't safe before, but now it is. Those are your gifts. And that is how you touch everybody. And if you can acknowledge that you are gifted like that, like you say, I know I have gifts. You have gifts. But what about being your gift? Being your gift and then asking another question. How can I utilize mediumship in my everyday life? And then let it land. Okay, well, what did Victoria say? Take action. Go get your cards. Steal your mum's, whatever. And literally start pulling cards for people and reading them and going, what am I feeling in this card? What am I, and this is what I do in Magnificent Mediumship, but I'm holding space for people, obviously, and doing live coachings. And it will come. 95% of what you say, you don't know what you're going to say. And then the person goes, wow, that resonates. And you feel like you've just lied to them because you didn't understand what you were saying because you're so used to using your brain. And that is how you play with it. So just to confirm that, I'm going to pull a card. And right now to pull those cards, I just lifted up the pack and took one from the middle. Another way you can do it. Okay, work with others to make this situation come about. There you go, Gemma. You need to learn from others. You need to either do a program or join a circle and take that plunge. There was no programs when I first started doing it. I thought I was crazy, and it wasn't, it was for people like Teal and other people who would come up to me and see me. You just need one person to see you. And then that's enough for you to go, okay, I'm going to do this. So yeah, learn, clean up the energy, learn how to interfere, learn how to read, and the blueprint of the way you do it. So there's a lot of cats in these. It's interesting. So yeah, receiving from everything and everyone around you. You guys, we can receive from the plants. We can receive, hello, why do they call them tree huggers? I'm totally a tree hugger. And the reason why I'm a tree hugger is because I get information from the trees. So like, just go out and play and be your sparkly fairy self. You've got a lot of fairy energy. So be that. Because if you guys be that and you find that inner child again and you remember who you are, everything else lands. Because essentially you're probably from another planet. You're probably an alien and you've probably been sent here for a reason. So remembering who you are is definitely key to figuring out those gifts. So instead of, I know I have gifts, but I'm figuring out how to use them, it is, I know I am my gifts and I am utilizing them. So just changing the words around that a little bit as well. Yeah, it happened lots for you, Teal, when you were little. Yeah, it did. No wonder you're like, okay, if I show myself, I'm going to be rejected because you're highly gifted, extremely gifted. Okay, so Gayleen, I'm going to pull one for you as well. Guys, I have to tell you, I nearly forgot, Magnificent Mediumship is opening. I have to do the other cards on March the 18th. There, I've kept it at the low price. I did double the price and I changed my mind because I felt like I just required the aligned people into it. There's payment plans. It is on my website and it is fucking epic. It really is epic. It's epic. Okay. Gayleen, outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. I never can say that word. Ingenuity? Ingenuity? I don't know. Someone can help me out with that word. I don't know how to say it. So what I see here is I see you hiding your gifts a little bit, right? So this here is a red card. It's very, very important for you to ground, Gayleen. If you don't ground, I'd love to see your human design chart, because if you don't ground, you're just like all over the show. No wonder you said anxiety and experiencing all these different things, but you don't have to experience them. If you ground yourself, if you know yourself, you come into yourself and you know your boundaries and you know what you're here for, and you step into the greatness of who you are, you're going to take down that hood. Because this girl, she's got power. She's like, oh, but she's hiding. She's hiding underneath her hood. I can only see one of her eyes and she looks a bit sad, to be honest. So she's actually given her power away. So by grounding, by going to the beach, by breathing, doing breath work, it's just so good, because you're doing these things, you're coming back to center. By allowing yourself to shine and not trying to be in other people's energies, trying to feel what they're feeling, just muddles up your aura. We do that naturally as beings, so don't try so hard energetically. I would say bring your energy back into you, blow yourself up, and know that it's all going to land as long as you're grounded enough, because you've got to be grounded to let it land. Otherwise, trust me, I know my root chakra was out, but my third eye and my crown were open, and I'm seeing spirit, I'm feeling wonky, I'm crying, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I can't leave the house because I wasn't grounded. Stepping into, and this is a great card for everybody, because stepping into mediumship and opening up all of this of who you truly be means you must ground. Doesn't mean you can't expand, but you must ground. You must come from a place of feet in the dirt, you know, hugging the tree, all of that stuff. I am a dirty hippie. I can't help it. This stuff aligns with me so deeply. Expand, 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 drop your barriers, but make sure you're grounded and strong within your knowing and aligned with yourself and glowing yourself. Coming back home means being grounded. So that is for you. And I do feel like an opportunity is going to come up, because when I'm looking at this like thing that is coming up that you're creating your reality. Don't ever forget that. The external is never happening to you. You've created that external to teach you. Taking your power back means taking all of your responsibility for everything. There's no guilt, there's no judgment. Just like, interesting that I created that pile of shit. Wow, never mind. How do I clear it up quickly? So I think this is, you know, I mean, I know I'm talking very high level and very 5D kind of terms, but this is where I play now. So I invite you to play as well. And I invite you to know that you've got backing, you've got power, you are potent, and everything is coming your way. And there's an exciting new endeavor that you've created. Keep tapping into the energy of your exciting new endeavor. Don't think too much. Come from your heart, follow your heart. I hope that aligns and makes sense. A little bit of a futury one there. Okay, just going to check out these. Okay, makes sense. Speaking about sparkles, I see them all the time. Oh, you do too. That's so cool. And Jin. Oh, thank you. In Jin you tea. You can tell that I didn't go to school very often. I did a lot of wagging, especially around English. I did a lot of talking too. Thank you so much. Hey guys, this has been an absolute honor. If you want to jump on a clarity call with me, or if you know that you're a yes to go deeper into this, where I break down all of this stuff, because thank you for the people who have come who have never even been in my aura before, in my vortex, because I know this is big. I know this is a lot of stuff. And you may feel chunked out afterwards, and that's okay. But you will transform and quantum leap with this free training. But if you do want to go deeper, Magnificent Mediumship or Release Your Blocks, either all are incredible as well. And I've got a lot of my mediums on here, so it is fantastic. So yeah, I'm here for people who are here to blaze trails, to make moves, and to step up in consciousness and to make a big contribution to the world. So if that is you, I will leave it up for you to reach out to me. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're on replay or here live, it has been so much fun. I'm going to go now, and I know some of you are going to go pick up your kids as well. So sending love, have a good sleep, Teal, and anyone else around the world. And love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.